Peasant Productions presents The Math of ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. Okay? This is coming up and around again and again here. The issue of male, female, which one is dominant, which one's more important, which one's more spiritual. Like I said, folks, if you have a wall to your universe, there's obviously something outside the universe, okay? Male, female, humans exist on this planet. You don't have any evidence of it existing anywhere else. You have conspiracy theories of visitors. Yes, I have seen enough UFOs that, believe me, I have no illusion that there isn't other life in this universe. It's quite possible, but it's different than what you people are projecting on yourselves in this planet. You are not the rulers of this planet, okay? If you go back through the tribal histories, if you look back down through all of the different tribal spiritual teachings, as far back down as you go, and basically you would have to go to the Aborigines in Australia, which can follow it back to at least about 35,000 years, which totally puts the Bible to rest, okay? The Bible cannot exist as the creation of the world 5,000 years ago, because there's too many plants that are over 5,000 years old, there's too many things that are over 5,000 years old, and there's a group of people that have been around for 35,000 years, okay? Reality sucks, alright? The male-female issue, okay? First of all, the spiritual realm has no physical object whatsoever. You cannot give gold to it. You cannot give silver to it. You cannot give them diamonds and all that kind of stuff. You don't give them a bunch of feathers off of an animal, whether you killed the animal or you just plucked it, okay? The same goes for animal skins and all that kind of stuff, okay? The ancient tribal stuff recognized this. They were, to use a English word, stewards, caretakers of the planet at best. Not at the bottom of the idea. At the top of the idea, they are caretakers. At the most basic spiritual level, you are simply one thing living on this planet along with everything else. Okay? Now, if you look at what happens in the history of your planet, you will see that the Middle East area, the Samaritans, and a little bit prior to them, started getting a hell of an ego trip. Okay? They spread out, okay, they spread back into Africa. You have, at that same point in time, the Hindu area, which also had the caste system. And they both developed religious beliefs around the idea that gods behaved like spoiled, rotten children, therefore it was okay for the rich elite to behave like spoiled, rotten children. Okay? They propagated this everywhere they go, to everything they do. So you have the African continent going from a peoples that lived with their nature to a peoples that claimed they had to dominate their nature. You had it spread into Egypt, you had it spread into Greece, you had it spread into Rome. Rome took it, built the Bibles, and spread it out around the rest of the planet. And everywhere that one of those four Bible religions, Jews, Christians, Catholics, Muslims, that were all created and empowered between 300 AD and 600 AD. And remember, folks, in 300 AD, there was no atmospherical containers to continue the life cycle of a letter. Okay, keep it in an acid-free environment. Keep it in an airtight environment. Okay, there was no acid-free paper. There wasn't even the concept of acid-free paper. Okay, so the idea that a couple of letters passed around between a couple of outcasts of society to form a church, to create parishioners and people that tithe to this little church cult thing, that was quite illegal. It would get you killed, crucified to be a Christian. Okay? Somehow those letters all miraculously are collected and saved and enshrined in the Vatican someplace, and become the Bible. Anyone who studies the creation of the Bible knows that there were several hundred bits and pieces collected from all over, and only a very small amount of it was narrowed down to make the Bible. The Christians and Catholics, the Romans knew, would go north, so all of your Christian apostles have European names. All of your Muslim, of course, has Arabic, okay, Arabian names. The Samaritan, Semitic beliefs, okay? It's all based off the same set of books, okay? There is no factual records of a mass exodus from Egypt, so there was no Jewish exodus, okay? There was no Moses picking up a third to a half of the population of Egypt and walking out of the country with it, okay? It doesn't exist. That would be writing all over every frickin' pyramid and stone and building possible. There would be thousands of records of an exodus, not just something in the Jewish library. Okay. The same thing happens with the female and male. Because you had this whole dichotomy of creating a bipolar system, male versus female. You have the Hindus, which all the gods make love all day long and party and drink. Greek. All the gods make love all day long, and they're such swingers. They're forever having sex with each other. There's no physical bodies, folks. There is nothing physical on the spiritual realm. There is no physical body. Therefore, there is no sex. Okay? Now, there is also, like I said, if your universe has an edge, there's something beyond it. If there are trillions of trillions of trillions of trillions of universes at any given second being created, how do you know there's a male and female someplace else? How do you know there is not a crystalline environment where sex between two rocks? Come on, folks, you know. A entity living in a crystalline structure is extremely possible. You don't have the ability to prove that it doesn't. Chaos does have the ability to create it. Okay? You want to go learn how the spiritual world actually exists, open up your heart, open up your mind, and accept the fact that they're going to teach you things that you don't already believe in. They're going to teach you things that are contrary to what a physical realm, this body, tells you, because they want to control you. They want you to tithe. They want you to pay taxes to governments. Okay? So, to sit there and scream that women are so sacred because they carry the baby and all this. Excuse me, ladies, but you got pregnant because a guy had sex with you. You got pregnant because a guy did it off into a jar, and then some other doctor, whether it was male or female or bisexual or gay or whatever, came and took a little tube and sucked a little bit of that up, then squirted on in, called it artificial insemination. You do it to pigs, cows, sheep, you name it, okay? Elephants, anything that a human being wants, they'll walk out and make pregnant, won't they? They'll here, you're pregnant now. Okay? So, you are not special because you give birth. Okay? You are part of a team, male, female, that gives birth. The man in the sexual intercourse gives energy to the woman that lays there and receives it. Therefore, you are receiving energy to use to create life. Don't think I'm correct in what I'm saying? How many women like a husband who's a good provider? That man has a good job. He's a good provider. That athlete over there, he's a strong dude. He'll be good at providing me with protection. That man over there, he's military. He'll be good at providing me with protection. He is a good provider. Yes, he provides you with energy, ladies. You are not greater than the man. And the man, of course, just as absolutely stupid, is not greater than a woman. You are equals. The same as a homosexual is equal. A gay person, whether it is a female or a male, is equal to anything. And if you think I'm wrong, go take a look at your natural world. You have somewhere around at least 1,000 different animals and plants on this planet that change sex during their life. So how does God consider gays ungodly? If gods don't even have sex. They are not male, they are not female. Okay? So get off your high horses, boys and girls. We're talking about the spiritual realm here. We are talking about what goes on with the spiritual realm. We are not talking about your religious beliefs as being the correct images. I am not pushing this religion over that. I am simply telling you what is actually going on with a religious belief to create an improper image, totally screw you up. Here's the devil. What is it? It's the backwards of the word lived. How did hell come around? Hell was originally Hades, which was originally something else before that. Demons became something to scare people into giving money to priests to keep priests praying for you. How much money does it cost a priest to sit there and go, hey boss, can you look over these people? They really freaking need it. I mean, my heart goes out, okay? I just prayed for your whole planet, folks. How many of you are giving me money for doing so? Okay? That's how much it cost me, didn't it? Oh, here, take my millions, boss. No, boss, here's my energy. It comes free. So you are threatened by the idea of not being the better. Like I say, you want to know who is more egotistical, a man or a woman? It's a long debate, but like I said, walk into any dinner party and try and find two women wearing the same dress. And then turn around and look at how many guys are only one or two threads different between his black suit and that guy over there's black suit and that one over there's black suit. Yeah. The man is still egotistical as all hell get out. I'm not in any way trying to say it's not. But the woman is in no way, shape, or form capable of saying she is not. And if you want a really gross thought to follow that up with, take a look at how many women do not have anything to say about the murder of whales. Why? Because an awful lot of women know that their perfume smells sweeter because a 1 pound lump of fatty substance inside of certain whales makes their perfume extremely nice. Nothing else on the planet does that. And a multi-ton animal has to be killed and destroyed simply for that little 1 pound blob of greasy material. Yeah. Life forms of your planet are murdered and extinct because women, the lovers of life, the givers of life, want to be pretty or smell good. They want to be pampered. Yeah. You people need to really stop and look at the issues of what you do. Okay?